Little T Studio presents a polymer clay tutorial for making miniature cupcakes. Cupcakes can be turned into so many fun things, such as a hair clip. Or if you want to wear them as earrings, you can attach studs to the back. You can also turn them into sewing needle toppers. And you can make them into beautiful rings. You probably want to make it a little bigger than the size we're making today. If you'd like to make pendants, just simply add an eye hook to the top. You can screw it in at the top and then attach it to a necklace. Beautiful! Let's get through the boring legal stuff fast so we can start having some fun. Neither Tanya McElroy nor Little T Studio are responsible for any liability for injury resulting from the use of recommended tools, materials, and techniques in my tutorials. The instructions and methods given in these tutorials have been tested and represented in good faith. Also, cupcakes are small and can cause a choking hazard. Get ready to pause the tutorial, because now we're going to go over all the tools that you will need to make cute little cupcakes yourself. So first I'm going to get a piece of fabric that I can wipe my hands on, place that on my mat. Next I want a ruler so that I can measure out various pieces of clay. And I'm going to need a cutting tool. I use a single-edged blade, but you can use a plastic knife if that's easier for you. I'm going to use a clay shaper size 2 that has a taper point, but you can also use a plastic knife instead if you don't have one of those. I'm going to grab my other clay shaper in size 0 so that I can pick up the small pieces of clay. And then of course some parchment paper to work on. So now I want to think about all of the colors I'm going to use. So I've got my color chips here, and what I want to do is make this custom color pink, because that is a perfect pink for cupcake frosting. And of course we want our clay. So I've got my Fimo pink, and then we've got Fimo white. We're going to use that to make some custom colors. And then of course Fimo red. So let's get started. So for this tutorial we're going to make our pink cupcake with a little red heart on top. Now to get that nice pink frosting color, that's actually a custom mix. So we're going to take 4 pieces of white and 1 piece of pink and mash it all together. Going to mix that really well. And keep kneading the clay until you get a nice pink like this. Now we're going to take our dark pink and roll it into a log that's just about ½ an inch in diameter. So we want to measure that and make sure it's right. Okay, that looks good. And then what we want to do is cut a piece of that clay that's also ½ an inch long. Perfect. With my clay shaper in hand, I'm going to start making indentations all around the edge of my piece of clay. We want to remember this is the bottom of our cupcake, so we want to put little tiny indentations all around the edge. Video tutorials are great, but sometimes it helps to have a printed copy of all the steps you're going to take to create the project. So I've created PDF print-ready tutorials, each filled with full color steps, as well as lots of tips to make it easier to make the cupcakes. Simply visit our website at littletstudio.com. Click the shop button for PDF tutorials, items from the tutorials, and lots of other fun stuff. Let's take that custom color pink and roll it into a ball that's about ½ an inch in diameter. That looks about right, but let's measure it just to make sure. Perfect. Now we want to cut the ball of clay in half. So I'm going to use my single edge blade, and you'll notice that after I cut it, there's going to be a flat bottom. If that happens with your clay, don't worry. Just put it in the refrigerator first and then cut it. That will help eliminate having a flat bottom. Let's start attaching our cupcake. So I have the base, and I have the top, And what I want to do is try and get that as centered as possible. It might take a little bit of repositioning. And there we go. So taking our red clay, we're going to roll that down until we get a pipe that's about 1 millimeter in diameter. And then we're going to cut 2 pieces that are 4 millimeters long. Now we're going to take those 2 little red pieces of clay and pinch them together at the bottom to make a V shape. Really press that together to get rid of the line, and then start fanning out the end pieces to make that cute little heart shape for the top of our cupcake. This is our final step and my favorite part. Now we're going to add our little heart to the top of the cupcake. Just simply press it into place, and there you go. You just made an adorable little pink heart cupcake. Great job! Now you can make lots of other fun cupcakes, such as this carrot cupcake. Or you can make a lollipop swirl cupcake with a lollipop piece on the top. You can also use paint and add cute little polka dots. This is one of the rose cupcakes that I've made. If you want a more simple flower, you can create a flower like that one. And then of course we've got our little pink red heart cupcake. Well, that completes this tutorial. If you have questions, or if there are tutorials you'd like to see, feel free to contact me at Tanya@littletstudio.com. Thank you for watching and happy crafting!